help Hsinchu Tzu Chi volunteers in Taiwan help one needy family clean up their cluttered home. In our new series report, we learn more about essential oil and the positive effect it has on our state of mind. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. We kick off the show in Taiwan. Though the Hsinchu Science Park is home to many of the country's high-tech enterprises and is thus also known as Taiwan's Silicon Valley, there's still many people in need living in Hsinchu County. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to help one needy family in the area clean up their home and taught the mother at the family tips to keep her house clean and tidy.
This small house in Hsinchu is cluttered with furniture and home appliances, leaving only one passage for volunteers to pass through. Volunteers form a human chain to move furniture and kitchen utensils outside before giving them a thorough scrub down. Li Ruiming is moved to find herself involved in such a worthy cause.
I am a blessed child because my home is very tidy and clean, thanks to my mother. My house is a sharp contrast to theirs.
Sun Yuhui, an engineer in the Hsinchu Science Park, is also here to help. He says he will invite more of his hiking partners to lend a hand in the future.
Taking part in the cleaning is just so different. In the future, I will invite more of my friends to join.
Slightly intellectually challenged, the mother of the family is unable to handle the household chores. Thankfully, the volunteers are there to give her a lesson.
We hope through our lesson, the care recipient and her family can learn how to maintain their house.
After a morning's work, the house is clean once more. As the mother and her son seize the chance to say thanks, the volunteers only wish that they can learn to pass the love forward. Everything starts with the spirit of compassion. From now on, this family will be starting a new course of their life.
In Taiwan's New Taipei City, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to build prefab homes in Hsinchu District to help high-end survivors in the Philippines. Recently, to gain a better understanding of the Buddhist NGO's efforts in helping those devastated by the tragedy, a director of the Dutch Broadcasting Foundation paid the volunteers a visit. For the past 3 months, Tzu Chi volunteers in New Taipei City, Hsinchu District, have been building prefab homes for high-end survivors in the Philippines. Inspired by the volunteers' dedication, Van Lu, who is the director of the Dutch Broadcasting Foundation, decided to pay the volunteers a visit. This is volunteer Luo Siqi, who uses his days off from work to volunteer. His selfless gesture drew the attention of the director.
I was a victim of Typhoon Morakot. Back then, my house was flooded, and it was Tzu Chi that helped me through that darkest time. It is great to have a chance to use my expertise to help those in the Philippines that were similarly devastated by Typhoon Haiyan.
After listening to the volunteers, Van Lu gains a better understanding of the design behind the prefab housing. She also seized the chance to ask the volunteers about their experiences in volunteering.
To help people far away, how do you feel?
I'm deeply moved. Although many Tzu Chi brothers and sisters are not experts in construction, they still insist on contributing their share. All of them dedicate themselves wholeheartedly to help others. It is like what the master said, our vows beget strength.
People teach other people what to do, so it's like we all can develop our potential. So it might not be very clear to people looking from the outside that Buddha potential can be manifesting in a way that it does here, in a very practical way.
Through her trip to Hsinchu District, Van Lu, who is a devoted Buddhist, learned of Tzu Chi's relief efforts in the Philippines and promised to use her camera to show more people the river of compassion that flows through Taiwan. For years, Tzu Chi has been working with Taiwan's Industrial Technology Research Institute to develop various relief supplies and equipment to be used during international relief operations. From July 7th to August 31st, these inventions will be showcased at the Hualien Cultural and Creative Industries Park to allow members of the public to experience these products firsthand, while also enhancing disaster preparedness and awareness.
With years of international relief experience, Tzu Chi Foundation, in partnership with the Industrial Technology Research Institute, has developed technology that covers all spectrums of our daily lives. Such technology is being showcased today at the Hualien Cultural and Creative Industries Park.
Not only is Tzu Chi's love spread across the world, Tzu Chi has developed technology that is able to efficiently and in the shortest amount of time possible solve problems in disaster areas.
我这个水的过滤的方式呢是从下往上，那第三个就是 UV 薄膜。
By filtering and purifying dirty water, this water purification system can process 5 tons of drinking water per day, while this hot water dispenser can be used to cook Tzu Chi's instant rice.
The products developed by Tzu Chi greatly contribute to our disaster relief line of work. It is also a huge benefit of disaster survivors as well.
Light and waterproof with great ventilation, Tzu Chi's prefab homes have helped improve the quality of life for many disaster survivors in the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan. Tzu Chi's mindfulness is embedded in the smallest details.
At a time where natural and man-made disasters are ever more frequent, how can we, through the use of technology, help disaster survivors revive stability and normality back into their lives? We hope to inspire more love and compassion through this exhibition.
Integrating innovation and creativity while also incorporating environmental ideals, each product brings out Tzu Chi's compassion and wisdom.
On March 9th, Chen Tuanzhi from Xiamen, China, who suffers from congenital genu recurvatum, traveled to Taiwan to seek treatment at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital in Taiwan. Under the leadership of the hospital's honorary superintendent Chen Yinghe, in 2 months, Tuanzhi underwent 5 surgeries to treat the deformity of her knees. Next, we take a look at Tuanzhi's journey to a brighter future.
Today is my birthday. I am very thankful because I have received a wonderful and lovely birthday gift in Taiwan.
At first, we didn't know what to do because her condition is very rare. With the help of Zhu Shaoyin, who is the director of the pediatric department, we were able to find her medical record. It gave us a lot of courage to believe that we can help Tuanzhi because she is still very young.
On December 24, 2013, Chen Tuanzhi and her father traveled from Xiamen to Taiwan to undergo an initial examination and assessment. As Tuanzhi's condition is very rare, the medical team decided to look into past clinical references.
Last year when we first saw Tuanzhi, we didn't know what caused her condition. All we knew was that her knees were severely deformed. I think these are only 3 other similar cases documented.
It turned out that 26-year-old Chen Tuanzhi suffered from congenital genu recurvatum, which left her knees hyperextended.
When Tuanzhi was born, everyone at the hospital was shocked and kept wondering what happened to her. My parents and I were extremely worried and kept crying. We didn't know what to do. We even thought of abandoning her up on the mountain, hoping that someone will pick her up.
Chen Tuanzhi was born in a farming village in Xiamen, China. As the eldest child in the family, regardless of her physical condition, Tuanzhi still helped with household chores.
I will sweep and mop the floor. When people see me, they'll think that it is impossible for me to finish such household chores, but I will just use my way to complete them.
Just when Chen Tuanzhi thought she would have to live with her deformity for the rest of her life, she received the news that Yang Xiaodong, who suffered from ankylosing spondylitis, was successfully treated by doctors at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital in Taiwan. With the help of the Xiamen Charity Federation, Chen Tuanzhi saw hope for the future.
After her corrective surgeries, Chen Tuanzhi will be able to maintain her balance.
With the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, on March 9, 2014, Chen Tuanzhi traveled to Taiwan to receive treatment. Unsure of the results of the surgery, Chen prepared for the worst.
If the surgery didn't go well, they'll just amputate my legs.
As Chen Tuanzhi's thigh bones are severely deformed, Honorary Superintendent Chen Yinghe decided to conduct simulation surgeries prior to the actual operation.
We will conduct a correction surgery of 130 degrees and 160 degrees for both her legs. Normally, the degree of correction is not that big in a normal orthopedic surgery.
In less than a month, Chen Tuanzhi underwent 3 knee surgeries to treat the deformity of her knees and now can finally sleep on her stomach. Chen says it is the best birthday gift she has ever received.
I'm 26 years old, and this year has been a life-changing year for me. A miracle that I never dared to dream about happened.
Fragrance can be found everywhere in our daily lives, such as in shampoo, body wash, and facial cleanser, not to mention a wide variety of air fresheners readily available. In our new series today, we'll explore just how does fragrance affect the human body.
After being bitten by a mosquito, this child quickly grabs an ointment out of the family med kit to treat the itch. The ointment and everything inside the kit has been specially formulated by the girl's mom. Besides healthcare, essential oils can be used in cleaning as well.
I have found my hobby. I want my life and everything around me to smell nice. I also want it to be beneficial to my children and my family, so I learned in every way I can. I researched on the internet and read many English articles, and finally I found what I wanted.
Due to her interest in aromatherapy, Ms. Zhen became a certified therapist. Essential oils are now a part of her family's life.
I have an essential oil medical kit. If I don't feel well, before I take any medicine, I will try to treat it naturally first. But of course, if you are really sick, you still need to see a doctor.
When her children have respiratory problems, Ms. Zeng will also use aromatherapy. But is it really effective?
Do essential oils and fragrance really affect the human body? Let's try them out. This instrument will monitor my pulse and the activity level of my sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems.
For a comparative study, a reading of the body is first recorded before applying an essential oil.
Now I will apply this patch, which has been soaked in cinnamon oil. I will smell it for 3 minutes and then rest for 5 minutes and see how it affects my body.
To be thorough, 2 tests are conducted, taking over 10 minutes total.
Finally, the result is in. Let's go find out.
Essential oil of cinnamomum has a refreshing effect. Studies show that when you're in an excited state, the sympathetic nerve system becomes more active, and the results of the tests do show heightened activity in that nervous system.
When you are excited, the sympathetic nervous system will be active. When you are relaxed, your parasympathetic nervous system will start up. So by observing the change in the activity level between the 2 systems as essential oils are applied, we can find out whether the oils will help you relax or stay focused. This is how we conduct our research.
This laboratory in National Zhongxin University is researching how essential oils extracted from Taiwan's indigenous trees can affect humans and animals, and the results have been published in international journals. A lab proved that though the essential oils of the Formosan cypress and the Taiwan cypress can both make you feel refreshed, they work completely differently.
The Taiwan cypress makes you feel more focused by exciting you, while the Formosan cypress is just the opposite. It affects the parasympathetic nervous system and relaxes you.
Medically, doctors have utilized aromatherapy to treat patients, a practice that has yielded some positive results.
We find fragrances can help improve patients' mood. For example, cancer patients often suffer edema. By applying an essential oil that helps treat edema, as we massage them for about 15 to 20 minutes, we really do notice a difference. At the same time, the patient will feel better. So in terms of palliative care, we are very receptive to aromatherapy.
So aromatherapy does work, as fragrances do affect our state of mind.
As part of our continuing reports on the lotus, today we learn the meaning behind the flower and its portrayal in both classical and modern arts. As well, we meet a couple who started to plant lotuses in their 50s, only to find spiritual fulfillment in the process. Here's more.
In ancient China, the literati admire the lotus for its purity and grace. Therefore, we often find old verses and poems made to honor the flower. In poetry, the lotus is often used as a metaphor for a gentleman, while the Buddhist classic The Lotus Sutra is also named after the flower and its untainted nature.
The lotus symbolizes purity and softness. Its nature reminds us to get rid of our own bad habits and ignorance while cleansing our hearts.
In Buddhist architecture, the lotus flower is frequently represented, often being the flower that the Buddha or Bodhisattvas are placed upon. In addition, lotus leaves also hold a deeper meaning.
The lotus grows two circular leaves. The combination of the two leaves symbolizes peace, harmony, and compassion.
Lin Wenyue has been an artist in Tainan's Baihe for 30 years, creating tens of thousands of pieces inspired by the lotus flower.
With a brush, ink, and a piece of paper, I can easily start making my own creations. Painting is a simple activity, but it gives me a profound experience that keeps moving me forward on this path. The texture of this layer is a fundamental feature of Baihe pottery.
In addition to his paintings, Lin also composes pottery themed around the flower. Through each work, Lin finds a different perspective on life.
It turns out I have not made any contribution to society. Painting already gives me immense joy. What else can I ask for? To be honest, people nowadays are just too greedy.
From his Lotus Arts project, Lin Wenyue has learned to be frugal and content. 26 years ago, he organized a Lotus Farm restoration campaign and called on local artists to adopt lotus farms, with proceeds going to charity. This is Yang Wangcai, who started planting lotuses in his early 50s. At first, everything was foreign.
The lotus farms are too muddy to walk in. Normally, summer is the time to harvest lotus seeds. However, working in the fields is a torture because it's humid and stifling in there.
Mrs. Yang, despite having no farming experience, also joins her husband in planting the lotuses. In the beginning, walking around the lotus farm was like walking in a maze for the couple.
When harvesting the lotus seeds, it's easy to get lost as the stalks of the lotuses are taller than us, so we need to secure a baseline to keep us in the right direction.
Regardless of the heavy labor and minimal income, the couple has found themselves spiritually fulfilled, with their minds and bodies now as pure and as untainted as the lotus flowers themselves.
In Taiwan, the visually impaired have limited job options, and most of them are trained to work as a masseuse. However, thanks to the exhibition Dialogue in the Dark from Germany, the visually impaired may now work as corporate trainers that guide people into a world of darkness, so they may learn to rely on the other senses and be more empathetic to others. Here's the inspirational story of one of the trainers, Zhang Xingfang.
I can still distinguish the outline and even color of large objects.
就是比较细。
I cannot see things in detail.
Though Xingfang cannot see this world clearly, she moves quicker than normal people.
这些字你在写的时候，你都看得清楚吗？
看不清楚，凭感觉。我们家是一个视障的家。
I come from a visually impaired family. Both my parents are visually impaired, so they couldn't teach me how to write. For me, learning to write was very difficult.
很辛苦的。
Through training and hard work, Xingfang has learned to turn her impairment into her advantage.
For us visually impaired people, I think touch works better and is faster than sight.
A passionate bowler, at her prime, Xingfang was ranked 4th in the world. Now she works as a corporate trainer.
一开始
My first job after graduating from college was a telephone operator of Taiwan Foundation for the Blind. After coming here, I find that being a corporate trainer is very exciting and challenging.
Whenever a seminar is booked, Xingfang will first verify the details, prepare the props, and then fully participate.
我要做的事情不只是在
My responsibility is not limited to just being a trainer. I also have to take on administrative duties of the company and make all the necessary preparations before a seminar. Dialogue in the dark provides experiential learning, where a world of total darkness is created, so trainees will know what it's like to be blind. They must rely on their other senses, such as touch and hearing.
After their temporary immersion in total darkness, every trainee has learned a different lesson.
In the darkness, you can feel your other senses come alive.
They were such good guides, I didn't feel that helpless.
I think this exercise helps people come to empathize with those with disabilities.
The idea is to take their handicap and turn it into their advantage. So no longer are they visually impaired, only trained to be a masseuse, but now professional corporate trainers as well.
Every trainer here is visually impaired, but are still totally in control of the tempo of the seminar, which is not an easy accomplishment. Xingfang says the key is to never give up.
I constantly tell myself that if I have practiced and prepared enough, then I will not do too badly when I go on stage. Actually, I have to applaud all of you for your efforts, because one of the assignments while inside was to do a group cheer. However, unable to see one another, I heard Group C said, "Let's all go on C." A lot of times, fear is nothing more than just your own imagination. I believe when you take on a new assignment, don't decide immediately whether you can do it or not. Just try it first without prejudice. Give yourself a chance to try.
Life may be full of obstacles, but it is also full of beauty. Xingfang says it is because she has lived through darkness that she knows you just have to give every bit of yourself. Believe in yourself and never give up. Only then will you have a chance to triumph.
To spend their summer holiday in a more meaningful way, students of the Hualien Tzu Chi Elementary School in Taiwan traveled to Malaysia for a cultural exchange. During their stay, students also visited a home for the disabled and a nursing home to care for the residents there. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.